Good morning, students. Today we will begin a new chapter, that is S block elements. First of all, we define what is S block elements. Elements in which the last electron enters the s orbital are called S block elements. The elements of group 1, which are called alkali metals, and group 2, which are called alkaline earth metals, have S block elements. Simple, we can say that S block elements belongs to two groups, that is group 1 and group 2. These group elements contain one or two electrons in their outermost s orbital. Outermost s orbital means valency orbital, that is last orbital from nucleus. The general electronic configuration of group 1 may be represented as ns1, while that of group 2 may be represented as ns2. So ns1 and ns2 are general electronic configuration of S block elements. So which elements are belongs to group 1, which are alkali metals? Lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium, francium. So these elements are belongs to group 1 elements. So the question is rising here. So which elements are belongs to alkali metals? Next, group 2 elements which are called alkaline earth metals: beryllium, magnesium, calcium, strontium, barium and radium. In this, francium and radium, so both are radioactive elements. So generally a new chapter, that is radioactive elements, in that we will discuss francium and radium, because these two elements are belongs to radioactive elements. So simplification here, S block elements further again classified as two groups. First one is group 1, that is alkali metals, and further again group 2, that is alkaline earth metals. Lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium, francium belongs to group 1. Beryllium, magnesium, calcium, strontium, barium and radium belongs to group 2. When group 1 elements reacts with water to form hydroxides, which are strongly alkaline in nature, that's why these are called alkali metals. Okay, so whenever group 1 elements are react with water, form hydroxide, that hydroxide having alkaline nature, that's why group 1 elements are called alkali metals. Next, the oxides and hydroxides of group 2 elements are alkaline in nature as well as exist in earth crust. That's why these elements are called alkaline earth metals. Okay, next, very important, diagonal relationship. Here lithium having diagonal relationship with magnesium, beryllium is diagonal relationship with aluminum, and boron is silicon. So first of all, what is the diagonal relationship? The first three elements of second period, those are lithium, beryllium, boron, show diagonal similarities. Diagonal similarity with elements magnesium, aluminum, silicon of the third period. Such similarities are called diagonal relationship. So both elements, actually these pair is different periods. These pair having different periods but having similar properties. So that's why we can say that lithium having diagonal relationship with magnesium, because here some properties are similar both. For example, atomic radii. Atomic radii is here. Lithium is 152 picometers, magnesium is 160 picometers. So actually lithium to magnesium atomic size increases, but here approximately similar. So that's why we can say that lithium is diagonal relationship with magnesium. And ionic radii. Ionic radii, he lithium plus ion 76 picometer, magnesium plus 2 ions also 72 picometers. So both due to the similarities, we can say that lithium is a diagonal relationship with magnesium, as well as beryllium diagonal relationship with aluminum, boron diagonal relationship with silicon. Very important. So here the question is rising here. So lithium is diagonal relationship with dash, and beryllium is diagonal relationship with dash, and boron is diagonal relationship with dash, and fill the okay. Next, some properties of group 1 elements, which are called alkali metals. First property is electronic configurations. So all alkali metals have one valence electron, that is ns1. It is a general electronic configuration. First point. Next point, they lose the valence electron, give m plus ions. Okay, that is, for example, alkali metal, loss of one electron, it is converted into, or it gives m plus ions. So this is the information about m plus ions. Thereby are the most electropositive metals. Okay, the loss the valence electron give m plus ions, so are most electropositive metals. So these are most electropositive metals. Which metals? Group 1 metals. Group 1 metals or group 1 elements are called most electropositive metals, because here easily losing of one electron. So now configuration. So configuration is very important. The question is rising from here is very important. Write the electronic configuration of rubidium or cesium or francium or potassium or sodium or lithium. So valence electron here 2s1 lithium, sodium valence electron 3s1, 4s1, 5s1, 6s1, 7s1. So easily loss lithium, loss of one electron is converted into lithium plus ions. That's why alkali metals are most electropositive elements. So this is the information about electronic configuration. Next, atomic and ionic radius. So in group 1, the atomic and ionic radius increases down the group. Because here, what is the reason? Atomic number increases, so that's why atomic radius also increases. So from lithium to francium, atomic sizes increases due to atomic number increases. So this is the order of atomic radius. Isolate ionic radius. The question is rising here. Write the order of atomic and ionic radius from lithium to francium. So what is the change here? Lithium to francium, atomic radius and ionic radius both are increases. What is the reason? Due to atomic number increases. Next, ionization enthalpy. What is the definition? The amount of energy required to remove loosely bound electron from an atom. For example, here it is a nucleus, one electron removing. Okay, so the amount of energy required to remove loosely bonded electron from an atom is called ionization enthalpy. Down the group, the ionization enthalpies decreases. So this is the decreasing order of alkali metals of ionization enthalpies. What is the reason? Increasing atomic size overcome or outweighs the increasing nuclear charge. At this time, the valence electron experience strong screening effect from the nuclear charge. If what happened? Atomic sizes increases. Atomic sizes increases. What happened? It overcome the screening effect. That means if atomic size is large, we can easily remove the electron from atom. So that's why ionization enthalpy is very less whenever atomic size is high comparing with the atomic size low atomic size. So this atomic size is large, that's why having very low ionization enthalpy. So down the group, the ionization enthalpy decreases because atomic sizes increases. Whenever atomic size increases, we can remove electron from atom easily comparing with low atomic sizes or small atomic sizes. Okay. Next, hydration enthalpy. First of all, define the hydration enthalpy. The amount of energy is released during the water molecules or surrounded ions. Next, the hydration enthalpies. What is the here? Whenever the ions, positive ion, the water molecules are surrounded. During this process, some energy will be released. That energy is called hydration enthalpy. The hydration enthalpies of alkali metal ions decreases with increasing in ionic sizes. So this is the decreasing order of hydration enthalpies of alkali metals. So here very important 3 questions are rising from this concept. First one is write down the order of atomic and ionic radius. So generally atomic and ionic radius increases from lithium to francium. Next, ionization enthalpies are decreases from lithium to francium. It is a decreasing order. Next, hydration enthalpies also decreases from lithium plus ion to cesium plus ion. And next class we will discuss about physical and chemical properties of alkali metals.